from Jiffy Speed Shop. Yeah, what's going on, guys? So, if you've been following me for a while, you've been knowing some things and some stuff. Like these rear shocks are just leaking terribly, and they're not doing their job. And when you try to launch the car, it just immediately spins and goes into nitrous, and then it spins some more. So that's no fun. I kind of want to get some traction and see what it'll actually do, which would be a lot more fun. So, our friends at QA1 and Summit Racing have helped us out. Now, I'm not sponsored or anything, you know, I'm not one of those big timers. It'd be cool, just saying. At any rate, got us a great quality product here. They call them the Stalker Star. And basically, it is a stock style replacement double adjustable rear shock. I really like having my suspension in the stock location as far as like springs and everything goes. Just from the years of, you know, everybody abusing these cars and knowing how things work, it actually works better than just like throwing coilovers on it, especially because the car only makes about 400 and something on the spray. Didn't need to drop that though. At any rate, yeah, so we're gonna hop in. We're gonna get these bad mamma jammas installed in there, and then it comes with some really super awesome instrucciones, and it tells you how many clicker doodles to do, and that way you have, you know, traction, I think. It's got a 28/9 slick. I have two-step set, or I had it set at 38. I think I'm gonna try to back it down to 32, have the nitrous come on at 38, that way we can get out of the hole, get it down the track, and, you know, just do some boat rowing, and well, then automatics aren't fun to me, okay? If it's a race car, it's gotta have a jiggly guy, or, you know, if you're in Australia, it might be on this side. Yeah, I don't know how they, I'm gonna grab some tools, so I'll get you on the... All right, so here's the current rear suspension setup on this car. Basically a stock 8.8 with some halfway welded axle tubes in there, and some 373s with some traction lock stuff. It's getting worn out. It's gonna go to a spool over the winter time. We have some square tubular, God, what are those? Control arms? Yeah, that's it. Some Team Z rear springs, and then some very leaky Lakewood 50/50s that aren't all that old, but you know, it's kind of a dying technology. And then for some reason, I still have the quad shocks on here on both sides. Basically, it's just gonna, they're just gonna get replaced. Like, you can see how gnarly this one is. That's pretty rough. So I think I'm gonna ditch the quad shocks. I'm gonna take the brackets off, save on those guys for another project, get some of this grass out of here that I don't even know how it got in there. Probably from, you know, driving around with sticky tires in the driveway and stuff. Okay, silly dilly dokyo, let's just start sticking tools in here and seeing if we can get her, bud. Yep, alright, yeah. Smells like rust. Okay, another size. Yeah, got that one. Well, you know, these quad shocks are barely even used on. Definitely not originals. Ow! Smashed my finger already. Yeah, those bushings are in premium shape. They're definitely doing a lot back here, so we're just gonna set those on the side, and maybe we'll use those another day. Oh, and there is Leaky Pete out of the way. Well, I guess this one's Leaky Pete Jr. because he's not as wet as the other side. Oh boy, let's go pop the trunk. Ah, yeah. There's my 9/16. It's got mouse shit on it. Thought I got rid of the mice. So, you know, still got the old bottle in the trunk here. She's gonna be nitrous fed until we get the 351 ready in a century or 6. This was pretty low on pressure. It's definitely gonna need filled. She's pretty light. Loaned my boss and slash buddy my other bottle here a couple weeks ago, so he could go do some testing with the goat, you know, go break axles basically. So yeah, he's got that one currently. I do have a third bottle in the house. I just ordered a gauge for that, so I'm just gonna get a couple filled up, you know? Let's just pop this guy out of here. Okay, that one's out. Probably don't need this hardware anymore. So, on our instructions here, you got front and rear you got single adjustable, and you got double adjustables. We're in this range. We're going drag racing. I don't know how well you can see this, by the way. I'm sorry if you can't. I'm probably wasting your time, but thank you for tuning in. Appreciate you. Yeah, anyways, compression, 0 to 6 clicks. Let's just start at 0. Okay, so compression's on 0, and rebound 4 to 10. So we'll go 1. Oh, I didn't like that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, there we go. So that's set up. So I'm just gonna slide the sleeve in here, and then, yeah, we'll just go back together. I already got the bushing on this side, and then we'll tighten her up, and we're gonna leave the quad shocks off. And then tomorrow, we're gonna, we're gonna go out and do, this is such a beautiful piece. I can't help it. It's made in USA. Go USA, man. America all the way. What was I saying? I'm gonna install these so we can go drive it tomorrow. Does that sound cool? All right. Okay, that's torque to spec now. I'm really bad about not reading instructions first. I'm always in a rush. I don't know why. Anyways, we're going to leave it at 0 on the compression side. And we're going to go to 1, 2, 3, 4 on the rebound side. And now the shock is installed and everything looks great. And I'm just going to move that brake line a little bit. Hopefully it doesn't spring a leak. Okay, that's beautiful. Golly, that looks good in there, hey? Oh, yeah. Oh. I was gonna get someone drugged on. Okay, I'm gonna bang out the other side real quick so you guys don't have to watch me do that a second time. Why is there so much glare? Oh my goodness. Yeah, anyways, sorry, messy shop. I don't know what to do. I'm gonna get this done really quick and then we'll see how it sits, okay? All right, so yeah, driver's side, not in terrible shape, you could probably get away with using that Lakewood again. Passenger side, the hydraulic oil is supposed to be on the outside so it doesn't rust through. I'm pretty sure of that. I checked the website, called some people. My goodness. Look at those QA1'S, guys. I am so excited about this. Oh my goodness, I just can't wait to get it out. But the headlights don't work worth crap because somebody had to put LEDs in there thinking, let's get smoked headlights, it'll see gooder. And I'm not about to go smoke a deer in this car right now, no way. I'm trying to finish up the season. I think there's 2 more times I can make it to the track. Trying to get to National Trails on the 7th of October for like an all-day test and tune. Probably gonna end up going from a 100 shot to a 150 shot. Yeah, Dad. That's gonna be awesome. So that'll be a lot of fun. I'll play with timing a little bit there, maybe take an extra 2 degrees out like you're supposed to so I don't blow it up. That'd be cool. I did notice a small oil leak, so maybe we'll investigate that in the next video or when I'm not on the camera. I don't know. Right now, I'm not concerned about it because the clutch works. I need to pull plugs. It is popping and banging. When it's cold, it kind of runs like doo-doos. I'll do that before we go out for a spin tomorrow. Maybe I'll do it tonight. That way it's just done and ready to go when I get home from work and we don't lose more daylight. All right, so anyways, I'm going to quit talking. I'm going to get this thing back on the ground. We'll see how it looks, and then we'll go from there. I don't know what this means. All right, we're gonna get her down off the 2-post here. See how the old gal sits. Yeah, that noise was definitely just me releasing the locks. It was not standard jack stands or nothing. It's my fancy 2-post. All right, let's see how she do. Yeah. Okay, see, that's what I've been looking for this whole time. With those Lakewoods on there, before they blowed out, this car was not like trying to tuck this 28x9 at all. And oh my God, that looks so much better on these Team Z springs. Oh! I'm not gonna lie, at one point I was tempted to like cut a coil out. Oh my goodness. Oh, it's so much better. All right, so we're gonna check some things out. I don't know, I'm talking that way. All right, so I'm gonna check a couple things out as far as like why it's banging and popping. Maybe the plugs are just kind of fouled up. They've been in there for quite a few passes now. I probably need to get a couple more sets of them since we're gonna, be up in the ante on the shot there, which I might actually have some other plugs for another colder heat range. So I'll think about that and do some research, talk about Boss Man. He's getting into nitrous stuff too. But man, doesn't that just sit so much better? All right, guys, I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, so I'm on kind of like 4 different missions here. I was cleaning up some wiring down in there. It's still kind of a mess. I got some tails to cut. I did plugs on it for absolutely no reason. You know, this is what happens when you try to idle it around and stuff on 30,000 spark plug gap. No big deal. And then I was tired of my factory tack not working again after 2 years. So I found the old pigtail from the factory harness, and then I basically put it to a clean ground from the negative coil, and I'm pretty sure it works. Let me make sure some of this crap's out of the way here. Got the new plugs in there. It's kind of popping and farting and stuff. Let's see how the tack works. All right, so it seems like it's about the same as the Holly now, which is great. I was having a problem with it before, which is why I disconnected it, to where it was like super inaccurate. I'd be at like 4 grand on the Holly, and it would say 3 grand on the car, and it was really annoying. So I just ended up disconnecting it, tried to go to like a couple digital gauges, and those I never could get to work either. So I started looking at it. When I originally put the Holly in, again, excuse this mess, this is just to, I'm gonna clean it up, I promise. I had this wire powering the coil, which is from the factory harness. And so that was running through here, and then so the negative was running through here as well, and I think that was giving me a dirty signal. So we're just gonna kind of wrap that to the other side, shorten this up here. We're gonna shorten up the actual power wire for the coil now, and then we're gonna retape all this and make it look back to factory. So, you know, that'll all go away, and then I'll clean all this stuff up. I need to get a distribution block for this, because that is hideous. Yeah, anyways, I'm gonna wrap this up here, and then it's actually dark again and now rainy, so I'm glad the plugs fixed the popping and farting. You know, clearly, like I said, they're in great shape. I'm gonna get some more BKR6ES or something, whatever's in this for like the 100 shot, and then I have the BK7s for the 150 or 200, which next weekend I plan on running 150 shot, you know, after I try to hit 1099 with the 100 shot. I think I got it straightened out. It's running good now. I'm going to play with the idle stuff. I found a thing online from like some of the Holly groups. I don't know, I'm just using my hand. I could talk to my face, you know. Anyways, I got in some of the Holly groups there, and I learned some stuff and things about fixing the idle on this car, which when I was at the tuner, the idler control valve was bad, so, you know, that's why it surges and stuff like that. And Bob, he's a great help. He's a great dude. I'm not saying anything against him. It's just, he's a busy guy. You know, he can't just be taking everybody's freaking logs and just trying to play with them from afar. I mean, we're usually about an hour and a half apart. At any rate, so yeah, I'm going to get all that straightened out. And then tomorrow, I promise, I think, I don't know, I should probably look at the weather before I say that. The next dry day here in the next day or two, we're going to go out and test on these QA1'S and stuff. And maybe we'll just make some motor passes on the street. I don't know, maybe we'll make some nitrous hits on the street. I don't know. We'll figure it out. On the track. We're going to the track. so that didn't exactly go as planned. I kind of had to dip out. I was on an absolute dog shit road. I tried to do a burnout. I got a little squiggly, so I couldn't really back in my tracks. It didn't wheel hop though without the quad shock, so that's pretty cool. I had them on the softest setting because I really kind of figured that's what would help me hook up. The slicks were at like 15.8 when I left the house, so I figured I'd leave them there, which is kind of sucks because I'm going to a no prep event in 2 weekends, so I was really hoping I'd be able to get like on a crappy road and just get this thing figured out. I'm really gonna have to lower the launch RPM. The first pass I had the nitrous turned on and it absolutely just fucking annihilated the tires all the way through second gear. Like there is some nice stripe. If I could have stayed a little bit longer, I would have showed you, you know, the lines and everything. Maybe I'll run back over there in the truck real quick or something. But then the second attempt that I showed you there, I did not have the nitrous on. That was a straight motor pass. Like it still wouldn't get out of the hole, but it definitely didn't spin into second gear. So I think if I play with these settings and I do a little research more on these, I can definitely get a better hole shot. But for right now, I think I'm gonna set the camera up here in the driveway. I got this absolute dog shit asphalt driveway here. So if I can make it launch on this stuff even halfway decent, I think we'll be okay. So maybe let's just give them a click of each, maybe 2 clicks a rebound. I'm not sure. Let's just try that real quick and just see what happens, you know? Might as well. We're here. I'm not gonna turn the nitrous on because there's not very long, you know, launch pad here, but yeah. All right, well, I think this is just going to be something that we have to play with at the track. I think the surface is just absolutely too crappy. Like, clearly, you know, we're not really laying a whole lot of rubber down here. It's kind of hard to see that. So, I didn't really expect it to get traction in the driveway. I just can't be out drawing a ton of attention in this car because it's not like it's, you know. Anyways, so yeah, we tried here on the driveway, we tried on the road. I think the launch RPM needs to be turned down a little bit. I'm actually going to an all-day test and tune this coming weekend at National Trails on October 7th. So make sure you're out there, bring your car, you know, come have fun. I think I'm gonna play with tire pressure a little bit there, and I'm gonna take an air peg with me. And then I'm gonna take a little bit out of the shocks. Maybe I'll just go back to like the base setting. I don't want to just be out there just swinging for the fences on something I don't know. It's a learning process, which is why I'm appreciative of being able to go to an all-day test and tune. So anyways, the car just absolutely sits so much better with these QA1'S on there. Like, it just looks great. It drives down the road really nicely. Like, I know it has a chance to hook up there. Like, I'm not sure if you guys can see those QA1'S in there, but they look beautiful. But basically, yeah, I mean, it's just something we got to play with. So that's why they have these testing opportunities for us, and I'm appreciative of that. So that's great. So any rate, so yeah, we're going to be out there at Test and Tune. I appreciate you guys tuning in, and we'll catch you here soon on an episode of Jeffy's Speed Shop from the racetrack. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool, eh? All right. Well, be there, be square. I'm going to go get the trash cans now.